What's up, guys? Jeremy Marquez here, Power Prospecting. We're about to do another session of call reviews. Some of my calls from the past that a lot of you guys may not have even heard before. Because here, when I'm doing my cold calling, which is why most of you guys follow me, I typically am doing, it's unedited, uncut, so you never know if you're going to get action or not. So these videos that I'm doing now, this is where the true value is, guys, because I am going to be really showing nothing but content. So I play actual MP3s of my calls, and then we're going to break those calls down. Rather than when I'm actually making calls, you never know if there's going to be any action or whatever's going to happen, right? Because it's a live call session. Whereas this, what we're doing here, it's a little bit more of a controlled environment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the MP3 of a call recording from the past. All I do is I have a database of thousands of my calls. I'm just randomly selecting them. So I don't know if it's going to be a good call. I don't know if it's going to be a bad call. I'm just going based off of whatever I named the file. And usually I would just name the file the address. So there's no really telling how that call really is. So let's see what happened. I have two recordings for the same person, so I think I spoke to her once, then I spoke to her again. So let's listen to the first call.
Hello? Hi, calling for Patricia Taylor?
Hi, calling for Patricia Taylor?
This is she. Hey, Patricia, Jeremy, Berkshire Hathaway Real Estate Office.
So you notice I kind of shorten up what I say in the beginning. Sometimes in the very beginning, it's important to get the point across of who you're talking to so they know who you are and what you're calling about. So let's listen to how I did that.
Yes? Just giving you a quick call because a couple weeks ago I saw that you decided to take your...
So this is an older expired listing from a few weeks previous, and I think it's a cancel because I say you decided to take it off.
Property back off of the market.
So here's the thing, sometimes I say that even when it's expired, even when I know the seller did not decide to take it off, I want to empower the seller. It's mental. I want to empower the seller. I want them to know that I think that they're in control. This is their show. So even though it expired, I say, I saw a few weeks ago you decided to take it off the market. Even though I know it expired because it didn't sell, I'll usually say that, okay?
Yeah. And I know I'm calling you out of the blue here.
So I try to minimize my non-words. But sometimes it happens. It's the way I think. When I'm pausing and I'm thinking, I say, It is what it is. I'm human.
But we did have some buyers that were interested in that area, so I'm curious to see.
So we have buyers that were interested in that area. Are we lying? We're not saying we have Jane Doe who wants to buy your house, because that would be a lie. We are saying that we have buyers who are interested in that area, and it's a fact. If there's listings that have bidding wars and there's multiple offers on a listing, that means that there's more buyers who are interested that did not get that property.
You'd consider selling still?
Definitely, yeah, I still want to sell.
Definitely, I still want to sell. Now she's about to spill the beans. So let me open up a new link here. I want to be able to, give me 1 second. Okay, let's see what she says here.
Yeah.
Okay, because it looks like you had a
She said, yeah, I want to sell still.
listed for just under 2 months and then had taken it off. What happened?
So I'm seeing that it was on there for a few months. Looks like it was on there for a few months. And then you decided to take it off. What happened? So I'm trying to get her to open up and talk about what happened.
Well, that doesn't matter. I was going to wait a couple.
Well, she thought about it, but she didn't want to go back there because it was a negative experience. Sounds like.
Months and put it back on and have an appraisal done. So there's not a question as to the.
I remember her now. She's a very difficult woman.
price. I'm a senior citizen. I don't want to haggle and fight with everybody.
Give me 1 second here, guys. I'm just gonna try to share this. Give me 1 second. Okay, got that in. I want to share it publicly. Give me 1 sec. Okay, there it is. And boom. All right, so let's continue. Let that call play. And we'll continue to play that song, that there.
And, I've done a lot of work on the house. I've got the termite clearance. I put at least over 10,000 under the house.
So this is what we want. We want her to open up. We want her to start talking. We want her to tell us what's happening. And that's what you want with an off-market seller. You want them to start talking and opening up, and hopefully they're not doing that with everybody.
And then the siding and, floor under the kitchen cabinets. I've done a lot of work on it, so. It's not a word that
is that what you heard? That people were saying that it's priced too high?
I'm trying to get her to open up and trying to get her to tell me what happened, but she's not telling me everything.
No, they weren't saying that. There's nothing out there to buy. There isn't much on the market, I guess. There's more buyers than there are houses. But Zillow has it for $310 and a couple other websites. And I'm going to have an appraisal done.
So she says she's going to have an appraisal done, but there's really no need for that.
And, in a month or so, and then put it back on the market. But I'm going to sell it myself. I want to keep control of the situation. I don't want this crap back and forth with agents. I want to be able to talk to the buyer and show them everything about the house and sell it myself. So
did you say it sounds like you might have had a bad experience with Valley Capital?
So it sounds, I'm trying to sum it up for her. So it sounds like you had a bad experience with your past agent. That's what I'm trying to get her to gear towards, but she won't budge.
No, I'm not saying that. I just want to sell it myself.
She just wants to sell it herself. She won't go into it too much about what happened, but she's almost there.
Berkshire Hathaway here in Sacramento. I'm sure you're familiar with Berkshire Hathaway.
Put into it.
So I'm going to dig into her a few times. I'm going to probably 3 or 4 times try to get her to meet, but she's just being real strong. She wants to do it on her own, and that probably was an issue with why it probably didn't sell last time.
I'll get an appraisal done and just...
You don't need an appraisal done, ma'am. All she's trying to do is get an appraisal done to prove to people what she thinks it's worth. What this is telling me is that she's being a difficult seller. She's trying to get more than what the market is going to allow for, which means for us, it's probably not the best seller until she's ready to really look at what the property is worth based off of what the market is saying, not how much money she's put into it. Sellers always think that we updated the dishwasher. We threw $5,000 into, it does not matter what you put into it. Yeah, you want to get that money out. Yes, in your mind, you're hoping that the value goes up, and sometimes it does. But listen, when you're selling your property, it doesn't matter what the dishwasher, it doesn't matter about the granite countertops. It matters what people are paying for properties like yours in your area. And if yours is nicer because you've done all these updates, that's your fault, because that's not how properties are sold. Properties are sold based off of what the market shows. Value is what a buyer will pay, not what you think your home is worth. And sometimes, I'm sorry, but some realtors, they will not be strong and straightforward with their clients or their prospects because they want to get the listing. But the problem is they get the listing and it just sits there and it doesn't sell. What's the point in that?
See where it goes. But things won't open up until around March. That's kind of how I feel.
Kind of like she knows everything, right?
Well, I'm not going to tell you any different, but I can tell you that a lot of properties in your price point are selling right now.
They are selling?
Yeah, it's hotter than ever.
She's like, they are selling?
Well, yeah, I know. There's nothing left in Sacramento for under 300. Or it's a dump falling down. You know.
That's why you wouldn't want to wait too long, because at some point it will have more inventory. So right now you have less competition.
Well, I don't think so, because people with COVID, they don't want to get out there.
Not true. People are buying houses more than ever, especially in COVID.
And bring people into their homes, and I'm kind of leery about that right now too. You know, I just got, when I did have it on the market, I just had too many looky-loos, and the agent should have told them, you know, be serious buyers, and it just didn't happen. I got disgusted with all of it. You know, so many people looked at it but wouldn't bring offers, so I don't need that. They should be ready to buy if they're going to look at a house right now in this pandemic. You know, they should be able to look at the pictures, drive in the neighborhood, and know it's the house they want. I don't know why they even want to go in and out of people's homes. That's crazy. But
so you're still living there?
What's that?
You're still living there?
Yes, I'll stay here until it sells.
Okay. Well, how can I help you, Patricia?
So I'm just reversing. Patricia, how can I help you?
Well, right now I don't want any help from an agent. I'm going to sell it myself. You got a buyer, bring me a buyer. Show them the area, show them the pictures, and bring me an offer. What can I say to you? You know what I want. I made it very clear what I want.
Well, we just started talking, so it's still not clear. You're kind of saying this and you're saying that, so that's why I'm asking you directly how I can help you.
Let me just ask you very directly, how can I help you? So this lady, and then I ended up calling again like a week later, same thing. Let's listen in.
Well, what do you mean saying this, saying that? I want $300,000 for it, and
We haven't talked about that yet. That's the first time you said that.
well, I thought I did. I'm going to put it back on for $300. That's what I want. I don't care what the appraisal is. I put too much money into it, and I plan on having an appraisal done. So it's kind of hard to talk to me.
Exactly. She keeps saying it over and over and over and over. I'm going to get an appraisal done. She's trying to prove to people that she thinks the property is worth a certain amount. Stubborn. It does not matter what an appraisal says, my dear. What matters is what people are paying for property right now. I'm not ready to say that to her that way yet because I don't want to kill it, but that's what's going through my mind.
Anybody or get any idea what until I do that?
Well, the reality is it doesn't matter what the appraisal says. The reality is it's going to be what a buyer's willing to pay for it.
Well, yeah. If they're not willing to pay for it, I won't sell it to them. So they won't go together.
And I'm not saying your property's not worth what you think it is. I don't know. I haven't seen it, so there's no reason for me to say either way. I'm just saying that the way it works is it's going to be what a buyer pays for it. I can't say either way what it's worth. That's not my job. But what I would do
That's not my job.
is look at what things are selling for to give you a realistic idea of what you'd be able to sell it for in this market.
Yeah.
First one to speak dies.
So you don't think I can sell it for 300?
I can't tell you one way or the other. That's not my job. I'm not an appraiser to tell you what it's worth. My job is to do is to look at the market, do an analysis of homes that are similar to yours, and then give you black and white what the property is worth based off of that. And so in order to do that, I would just have to do a little bit of research and get back on a call with you and tell you. Because right now, I don't want to lie to you one way or the other.
We're just going in circles with Patricia. Let's listen to the next call. I spoke to her, I think, a couple days later. And she doesn't even remember my call.
Hi, Taylor?
Yes.
Hey, this is Jeremy calling about your property that you have for sale on 20th. Did you get that sold or is it still available?
This property's in Sacramento. So I'm in Sacramento. I'm going to go look at it later to see if it ever sold.
Do you have a buyer, or are you just an agent looking for a listing, or are you interested in buying it? What's the situation?
Well, I was wondering what the situation was, if it was still available. You tell me.
You tell me what the situation is, Patricia.
Well, I'm not looking for an agent, and that's all it's been calling me. I actually don't have it listed right now. I don't.
Nobody's calling you to buy it because you're overpriced.
Well, but it's a for sale by owner. If you've got a buyer.
I understand how frustrating it is that now that it's off the market, everybody's calling, right?
Yeah, I'm not going to list it, so I wish. It would stop.
Looks like you had it listed for 2 months with Erica. Did you get any
She said, I'm not going to list it. Well, then I go back and said, well, it looks like you did have it listed.
feedback as to why it didn't sell?
I don't want to discuss this. Do you have a buyer that's interested in the house?
I don't want to discuss this because I know where this is going to go, and I'm going to end up selling my house with you.
We do have buyers interested in that area. I'm just starting a conversation with you. That's how this process works.
I'm just starting a conversation. That's how this works.
It's what? What did you say?
I said, yes, I do work. We do work with a lot of buyers. This is how this process works, having a conversation.
Okay, guys, long story short, we got right back into the same conversation. Patricia did not want to talk about the details. She wanted to get an appraisal done. She's very stubborn. I am guessing, if I looked right now, and I'm going to do it, let's take a look at the property, and let's see if it ever sold. And if it did, what it sold for. Okay, let's see. All right, so the properties did sell. It sold for $326 on just a couple days ago. Actually, about a month ago. So it did finally sell. And I'm not sure if I can look in the details of the tax records, but I called her on January 26th, and the property finally sold in May. I'm really curious, and if you guys have access to title records, if you can help me with this, I'd like for one of you as a realtor to look this up because I don't have access to that. I'm going to put the property address here, and I don't know who's watching this, but go ahead and look this up for me and send me a message later if we can talk about it. And I want to know the details of that transaction if possible. Anyhow, I'm Jeremy Marquez, guys. Jmarqeting. This is Power Prospecting. part of my training program is we'll listen to your calls, call critiquing. I'll give you insights of how I've dealt with situations like that, help you get better on the phone. That's just part of the training program. One of the big things that we'll do, which helps a lot, is we'll do a live call sessions. We'll do basically, you'll be logged into your dialer. We'll be in a Zoom meeting or Google Hangout. You'll be making dials, and in between calls, we'll talk about it, help you get better, and really be kind of like we're in the same room as if I'm shadowing you and you're shadowing me. I'll make some calls, you can make some calls, and we'll just help each other get better. My goal as your trainer, as your sales coach, as your cold call guru when it comes to real estate is just to help you guys get better. Okay, I've been in the trenches doing this for years, so I've dealt with most situations that you guys are dealing with every day. So if you need help, let me know. I have tons of free stuff out there, all of my content out there. You probably don't even need to pay me $1 ever to be able to get to a level where you're producing. However, if you wanted to get details about the one-on-one training, let's talk. We can get started right away. I'll help you get your platform set up from the very beginning of the foundation to role play, to call review, to holding you accountable to a certain amount of dials every day. Because here's the thing, when you're a realtor, if you're an independent contractor, you have your own business now. You don't have anybody motivating you or pumping you up or asking you about how many calls you made, so I can do that. I'll be your motivation. I'll be that, your accountability partner, okay? I will do whatever I need to do to be able to just help you guys get better, okay? So just get on the phone, let me know if there's anything I can do to help, shoot me a message, hop on my calendar, have a good day. It's Friday, and remember, some of the best days to make phone calls for your business, it's gonna be Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. So if you guys are planning vacations and you're not taking your laptop to dial with you, you're probably in the wrong business. Have a good day.